So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the big holiday show here on NVTV. We've come along to Holiday World here at the Titanic Exhibition Centre to find out what's happening this year. So if you're thinking about booking a holiday sometime soon, then stick around for the next half an hour. As well as holidays, we'll be chatting to the star of TV shows like Flog. Paul Martin is going to be with us on the show. Before that, let's go and find out what's happening at this year's Holiday World. Right, we're going to find out now about Tunisia as a holiday destination. Tell us more about Tunisia. Why should we all go there?
Well, first of all, Tunisia has been a well-established destination for Irish people. You have flights from Dublin as from Belfast. We've had a difficult couple of years until 2016, 2017 a bit. But last year, 2018, we made 100% up on the tourism going from the United Kingdom. So we are quite pleased with that.
So what kind of things can people enjoy in Tunisia then?
I think, if I might sound classic, there is something for everybody there in Tunisia. If you go for the history, for example, it's 3,000 years of history, so you'll be spoiled. If you go there for diving, we have some of the best diving centers in the Mediterranean. If you go for food and cuisine, gastronomy is fantastic Mediterranean food based on French, Italian and Arabic food. If you go on locations, for example, just a reminder, the first Star Wars was filmed in Tunisia. Gladiators was filmed in the Colosseum of El Jam. English Patient was filmed there, just to name few. Tunis, it's for city breaks, so it's a big city. 20% of people live in Tunis, and you have the cathedrals, you have the mosques, you have the Jewish temples, and so it's very cosmopolitan. And you have the Medina, which is the oldest Medina in Africa.
Oh, wow.
So you will enjoy Tunis as well as the touristic resorts on the coast.
And of course, it's easy to get to now from Belfast, isn't it?
Yes, Thomas Cook, they maintain their flights from Belfast. From United Kingdom, they have about 13 flights a week. So it's all back, and because the demand has been there all the time. Just to give you one thing you probably don't know, we had a ban on Tunisia from the United Kingdom. And on the first year of the ban, 2015, we were voted by the trade the best tourist office in the UK. We got an Oscar for it, so it made us really forget the difficult time because the demand is there. Tunisia has been always popular, and people are realizing that what happened in Tunisia, it could happen anywhere.
Exactly.
We were victims as well, and we love the Irish people, we love the British people. And it's not just to say it, you should go and you will see it for yourself.
What about value for money when we get there?
Well, I heard this morning that they have fantastic prices from Belfast. And arguably we have the best rate, quality and price together in Tunisia. So really, the hotels, the period we had the ban, we really looked after redeveloping the hotels and training and everything, so besides the security training and so on. So all the hotels now, they are better equipped to receive the European tourists.
Brilliant. If people want more information, what website should they go to?
discovertunisia.com. As simple as that.
Now let's talk about cruises, and Pauline Carville is out and about somewhere here at Holiday World having a virtual reality cruise experience. Let's find out more.
So Sandra, I have just come off this virtual reality cruising experience. I am absolutely so excited for you guys because I did not want to come off it. So tell me about how you decided to do this and where the idea came from.
Well, we wanted really people to get a virtual experience what it would like to be on a cruise ship. Obviously you can lift a brochure, but a brochure I don't think gives you anywhere near the feeling of what it's really like. So over the last few months we've invested a lot of time and obviously a lot of money with the help of Celebrity Cruises in bringing a completely different experience to people. So we concentrated on Celebrity Edge, which is their newest ship, and in one area, the really entertainment and restaurant area, just to give people a flavour of what it's like to be on board a cruise ship.
Well, I certainly got the experience. I actually felt like I was standing on the edge of the ocean. Then I was in a restaurant and it was just incredible. So you must be extremely excited. But tell me this, where do you cruise to?
Well, in the winter it cruises to the Caribbean and in the summer it cruises to the Mediterranean. But I'm so excited because these guys didn't actually go onto the ship. I've been on the ship and I could not find any difference from walking around in reality in that area to putting that headset on and being there again. It's absolutely incredible. I didn't want to come out.
No, I didn't want to come out, so tell me, people can come into the shop and see this, so do you expect that this will make people want to cruise more by actually being there?
Yeah, we're opening Northern Ireland's first cruise centre. It's just opened on Hard Street called Cruise Beyond. It's part of Oasis Travel. And when we were doing this, we were trying to think, what could we do that's completely different for people and to, entice people to give cruising a shot. Because a lot of people just think it's not for me, but they don't give it a chance. So we just think this is going to make it real to them, and maybe they'll consider it again.
So if I was going to go on a cruise, what sort of cost would that be, say, to the Mediterranean first of all?
So the Mediterranean, well, starting at probably around £1,500. There's lots of different accommodation categories and lots of different other packages, so it kind of depends on what you want. But for the Celebrity Edge, from £1,500 upwards.
And would that include some sort of drinks package?
Yes, that would include a classics drink package, which is excellent. I mean, as I say, I'm just off it and had a holiday, and the classic drinks package was excellent, so covered most things.
But I've just been on that cruise as well, and I feel like I've just been on holiday as well. So what about then if I was going to go to the Caribbean then around, December or January time?
Well, a lot of times the price can depend on when you're going, how much the flights are going to be. So if you're going over Christmas and the New Year, the prices tend to be higher. But again, in and around £1,800-1,900 for the Caribbean. But I think to experience a ship that's completely different like this, it's whenever you take what's included, it's not too bad. It's good value for money.
Okay, so you never know what you find here at Holiday World. I've been joined by this fabulous bird here, this great eagle. Luthar, tell us all about the eagle here.
Well, this is Alaska. She is a female bald-headed eagle. She is in her 20th year now, which is not really old for such a bird because she can live for 40-45 years, maybe even longer in captivity. So she's still in her prime. And you see, she's absolutely relaxed now. She is preening her feathers. She takes it all in, and I have the feeling she really likes these shows. She's watching the monkeys.
So she really is a showbiz eagle, isn't she?
She is, absolutely. We come to these shows now for more than 10 years, and she's well known to the audience here.
And everybody's over looking at her, and she is absolutely loving the attention, I can tell.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's quite unusual to see an eagle in a setting like this.
So tell us about your Eagles Flying then. It's based in Sligo. Tell us all about it.
This is correct. Eagles Flying is a sanctuary for birds of prey and other wildlife. We established a place 16 years ago in order to support wildlife, etc. And in order to raise funding for this work, we do shows. I call it edutainment. We fly birds for the audience and tell people about these birds and fly the birds close to them, land them on their hands, etc. So people have the chance to get up close with birds of prey and other wildlife.
And I see from the poster behind you there, you've got a large petting zoo as well.
Yes, of course. It's not only ordinary petting animals like guinea pigs and rabbits. There are also foxes and other wildlife that can be held and touched.
So if people are coming up to Sligo, whereabouts are you guys actually based then?
We are based in South Sligo, near Tubacurry on Ballymote. The centre is called Eagles Flying, and you can Google it, eaglesflying.com. That's our website.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for talking to me.
So Paul, welcome to Belfast. Have you been here before?
Yes, I have. For the last 18 years, ever since I've been doing Flog It, we've been coming backwards and forwards at least once or twice a year.
So I'm glad you mentioned Flog It there, because people are still talking about the show and people still miss it like crazy.
I miss it, but do you know what? We've still got 40 new shows that I made last year coming out this year, and we've also got another 20 which no one has ever seen. So there's 60 new shows coming out this year, and it'll be repeated on BBC Two, well, for about another 6 or 7 years. I've made 1,300 Floggets.
Wow.
Yeah, 1,300.
Great stuff. Now we're here at Holiday World today, so we got to talk holidays. Where's your favourite holiday destination?
Well, every year we tend to go back to the northwest coast of Portugal because we love surfing. The surfing on that west coast is great. It's still got the same temperature as the Algarve, but there's a wind up there. It's nice and breezy, so you don't frazzle, you know. And we go horse riding inland as well, and we also go kayaking. So we're quite an outdoor family, you know. So it's got to have kayaking, horse riding, and sunshine and a bit of surfing.
So as well as the antiques, I mean, you've had a very varied career. I mean, you started off in the movies, essentially, behind the scenes, didn't you?
Pinewood Studios, yes, yeah. That was my first gig outside of art school. Worked on a few films, loved that, and I realised that I was never going to get anywhere until I was about, 50 years old, because there were, art direction at Pinewood's a very difficult thing to do. So I loved it, but at the same time, there was a calling for something else, and I then went to work at Twickenham Film Studios. I got to do some commercials and become freelance. And while I was at Twickenham Film Studios, I bumped into Pete Townsend of The Who.
As you do.
As you do, because he walked past every day, because his recording studio, Ill Pie, was just on the river there. And I got talking to Pete because I was a fanatical drummer, semi-pro drummer. And he said, "Oh, is that your van?" I said, "Yeah," because I got a drum kit, and he heard me practicing, and he said, "Do you want a job?" So I said, "Yeah." So I worked for Pete Townsend for 2 years. That was brilliant. So that was great. But and through Pete Townsend at the age of 24, I got into dealing in the Portobello Road, because I went out with his studio manageress, and she had a stall in the Portobello Road. So she kind of showed me the ropes, so to speak, So I got into Camden Market, Camden Lock, Islington, Camden Passage, and the Portobello, and Brighton on a Friday mornings, doing all the fairs, and that's how I got into it, really, just doing a part-time fairs and seeing how these guys deal from a stall. And from that stall, I earned enough money to finance a shop in the Lily Road. I co-shared a shop in Fulham, and then I moved out to London, had my own shop in Marlborough.
Brilliant.
And then the telly found me.
Yeah, so how did telly come about then?
Oh gosh, it was the height of the summer, and it was so empty, okay, and I believe there was a petrol crisis, or there was foot and mouth or something, and nobody was coming into my shop. This BBC researcher came into my shop, and she just said, "Oh, I love your shop. We're here doing a piece about Polly's tea rooms, this historical tea room, in Marlborough." And she said, "But your shop's really great. Can I take some photos? Can I get my camcorder out?" So she was doing all this. She said, "Oh, that's a nice bureau. Can you tell me about that Queen Anne bureau?" So I'd say, "Yeah, it's this, that, and the other," and point out its virtues, a few little anecdotes about history of that time, point out a Wellington chest and stuff like that. So she said, "This is really good." She said, "Look, I'm going to show the BBC this, and they'll put it in their library and archive stuff, and who knows, next time they're filming in Wiltshire, they might film your shop. You'll get a credit. They won't pay you, but you might get a bit of free PR." That was that. So I spent about 4 hours trying to sell her something, really. And then about a week later, I had a phone call from the BBC saying, "We've got a tape on our desk, and are we talking to Paul Martin, the guy that's in the tape?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Look, we really like what we see. We love the way you talk about antiques. How do you fancy screen testing to become a TV presenter?" So I said, "Oh, I don't know about that. This is a new business. I love what I'm doing, but I'm not just the salesman and the antique dealer. I'm also my accountant, my delivery man, my restorer, my, PR man. I'm wearing 7 hats, so I can't possibly come and do that." So I kind of turned it down, and then they rang the next day and said, "Look, we really want you to front an antiques program. We didn't want to tell you it was an antiques program, but we will if you come up to London so we can screen test you." So I said, "Okay." And they said, "It'll be great for you because you can keep your business. We're going to make 20 shows, and it's going to take about 6 months part-time. So you won't be walking away from your business, so you can do both." So I did.
You did? Well, Paul, it's been great talking to you.
Okay.
And enjoy the rest of your day here at Holiday World.
I'm going to pick the brains of all the experts here and, find somewhere wonderful for our family to go to.
So we're here to talk about Thailand today. Tell us about some of the great things that people can experience in Thailand.
Yes, mostly that when people think about Thailand, people from the northern parts of the Europe is thinking about a Thai culture. We have a very fantastic culture. And another thing is very famous is the Thai beaches down south of Thailand. And the important thing that make Thailand famous more nowadays is Thai food. So those three things is quite make Thailand unique and also the different from another country. And then more and more people from England and also from Ireland go to Thailand because of they found that we are very affordable and very luxury product that they can have from Thailand, but it's not expensive price, but it's not cheap, but the price give them more value. Yeah. So then we gain more the tourists from the UK and also from Ireland to Thailand a lot. Yes.
Of course, as we can see behind you here as well, the most beautiful, stunning scenery, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, it is. It is from south of Thailand on the west coast, which is we have to the peninsula, the geographics. From the west coast, it's very good for the winter time here from the North Europe, and the weather is absolutely good. Blue sky, sunshine, and the white beach sand, and also some island even you can snorkeling and you can see the coral. So beautiful, lovely. Yes.
Now you mentioned the Thai food earlier on. If people were really into that, maybe wanted to learn how to cook Thai food, could they come to Thailand and learn that?
Of course, definitely. We have a lot of the cookery school around the country, both in the in the hotels and also the cookery outside around the country that you can find easily nowadays because it's very popular and people really interesting. Even you can buy a recipe and then you can cook at home. And Thai food is, I think the Thai food has become very famous because the nutrition is good for your health.
Of course, there'll be a lot of people who want maybe a kind of relaxation holiday where they can do meditation and stuff like that. Thailand's the place to do it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is because we are the Buddhism, and then the meditation is thing to suit the people lifestyle nowadays because it's people from the big city, they are very rushed or something like that. In Samois Island, we have the meditations that people can go and share with the monk and make you more calm. And then, we call it the healing trip. It's not healing from only for the body, it's from your mind also.
And what about costs involved? How much would it be, say, for a couple of weeks in Thailand?
Actually, it's very affordable. It depends on actually. I think it's for the hotel, like 5-star hotel. It's costs like £150 per night, for example.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you can have like 5-star hotels.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And of course, if people want to get more information, give us some website details they can check out.
Yes, please. If you need more information, then go to our website www.tourismthailand.co.uk. So we have all information. Even you may need some information, we can even send direct to your homes. So just email us and or go to the Facebook Thailand Fan Club. We have the Facebook that you can just send us the email or drop some message, then we send you the information.
Brilliant. It's been great talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Holiday World.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you.
Okay, so we're joined now by top travel journalist David Gordon. How are you, sir?
Do you want the money now? Or will I give it?
But you are one of our leading travel journalists and reporters. Every time I look, you're somewhere in the world.
Well, that's true. I do travel a fair bit, I have to say. But I write for all over the place now, which is nice. And I'm doing the vlogging and the podcasting and the writing for national newspapers. So somebody somewhere has finally realised I'm here. It's quite nice.
I even opened one of the Sunday papers in the south recently, and there you were in there as well.
I know. I get everywhere. You see, I get everywhere. That's the problem.
So let's talk holiday destinations. Where have you been to this year?
Well, in the past few months, a slightly different holiday destination. I was in Malawi, which was, there's a whole big issue now about volunteer tourism, and people want to give something back. So I was actually travelled out there were 26 volunteers from Northern Ireland, had raised money themselves, went out to Malawi to build houses, and in that way you're supporting the local communities, and you're able to do that thing, give something back. And so Malawi was a very interesting place to go to. A long trip to get there. You fly from Dublin or Heathrow into Addis Ababa in Ethiopia and sit there for a couple of hours, and then you fly on down to Malawi. But as an experience, I've never experienced anything quite like it, I have to say. Otherwise, apart from that, I was in Denver in Colorado. And I did the cowboy hat. I did the whole. You'd love it actually, because I did the sort of Route 66 sort of thing. I hired myself a Ford Mustang convertible and had the cowboy hat and ran up to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and did all that. So that was good fun. You sort of move around. I did a lot of local stuff this year too, where I did a lot of local sort of spa breaks and hotels. You have to relax,
Exactly. Yeah.
And when there's so many nice things on your own doorstep, sometimes it's nice just to be able to do that as well.
People kind of forget, we've got Donegal, which is very, very close to us, and I still can't believe there's people out there who's never paid a visit to Donegal and seen the real Donegal.
That's right, you have to go into the wilds and sort of up into the glens and things to see Donegal and appreciate it. Most people probably just head to Bundoran and do the seaside thing, but they don't actually go into the sort of the very Inishowen Peninsula and all around there. It's really nice around that direction as well. And it's the same when you're in that part of Donegal. You can just nip over into Sligo and down into Galway, and there's all these places you can go, and it's only within 4 or 5 hours drive really.
And I know recently, if you want a bit of luxury, you went to Castle Loch Esk, didn't you?
Yes, that's a lovely place. It's one of the top places in Ireland, and it's really something else. And again, it's not that far from Belfast. It's a couple of hours down the road, and it's a strange place in that it's like sitting in somebody's living room. You really, as soon as you walk in, it's like you feel at home, and they've done something really good down there to be able to get that feeling down there.
So what trips have you got lined up for the future then?
Well, I'm not too far away. I'm going to the Czech Republic. Moravia is very good for its wine, so I'm going to check that out and do a bit of a review in the wine down there. In Brno, I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri. It's a Gateway Arch, doing that sort of thing, going over to Paris, doing the romantic thing in Paris. So those are a few of the trips lined up, and being here at Holiday World, I've already got 2020 stuff lined up now as well.
And of course, if people want more information, they can check out your podcasts and stuff and kind of follow the journeys that you're on.
Yeah, they can go to travelbytesradio.co.uk, they can go to fourmonkeysmedia.com. I'm sort of all over the place, and they can pick me up with some of the national newspapers too.
Okay, so I see behind us here, Mayo is described as Ireland's premier adventure destination. Tell us why.
We've so many fantastic things in Mayo. First of all, we're the third largest county in the country. We've the longest section of coastline along the wide Atlantic way, more so than any other county in the country. We have an island for every day of the year off Clew Bay. We have Ireland's largest sea cliffs in Achill Island. And we have lots of beautiful landscapes, from kind of wild Mayo wilderness to seascapes, with an abundance of visitor attractions. So many fine things in the county.
And the last time I was down in Mayo, I was down at the Quiet Man country down in Cong, which is an amazing experience.
It is, absolutely. Cong is a beautiful, quaint village, and again attracts huge visitor numbers each year. Again, there's the renowned Ashford Castle that's located there, the Quiet Man. Everybody knows the Quiet Man, so it's a very unique location to visit when visiting Mayo.
So from a sports point then, tell us about some of the big adventure trips people can take in Mayo.
Well, as Anna said, I suppose Mayo is based on the coast, so in Mayo we have this tagline, I suppose, #WildMayo. So I suppose we're trying to tap into that whole wildness we have in Mayo. So as Anna said, we have the mountains, the lakes, and we have the sea there. So I suppose when you talk about adventure, we're talking about kayaking, sea kayaking, windsurfing, kite surfing. We have kite surfing down in Achill actually, so it's one of the best destinations in the world. Pure Magic down there, based down there for kite surfing, so it's premier destinations we said for the adventure. And then we tie in, we have a few more, this Greenway obviously for cycling, and again walking trips and hiking and stuff, and tie into the national park down there in Ballycroy. So we've a very good location for sport, and hoping to develop that in the future to make, I suppose, Mayo that sports capital tourism of Ireland.
Brilliant, okay. Is there any big events coming up that people should know about that they might want to head down to?
Yeah, we have an abundance of events each year. Like next summer, we'll have the Castlebar International 4-Day Walking Festival. That usually takes place the very last weekend, or the very first weekend in July, or the last weekend in June. So that's one to look out for. We have the Achill 10K and half marathon coming up the first weekend in July also. We have Mayo Day, our own celebration of Mayo, and that's coming up on the first weekend in May. And on that same weekend, we have a whole abundance of events. We have the West of Ireland's mini marathon, which will be hosted in Castlebar, which is, the capital town in Mayo, along with a whole series of events taking place in a lot of the very smaller communities in and around Mayo on that weekend also.
Okay, well, if people want to get more information, is there a website they can check out?
There is indeed. For a lot of the stuff, mayo.ie has a lot of the stuff. And for Achill Island, achillisland.com is another website as well. So those, if they visit both of those, they'll get all the information they require.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here promoting West End shows, so in London, and also Broadway shows in New York. There's a huge number of shows on at all times, and some really great new ones for 2019 as well. So things like King Kong has just opened, just for a kind of spectacle type performance on Broadway. And then shows like Waitress is coming from Broadway to the West End and come from away as well as the classics of Phantom and Lion King and all that.
Yeah, so I've heard lots of good reports about Waitress, so it is going to be a pretty big sellout show, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll sell really well. With everything, we always recommend buying tickets in advance. And even though some shows you can get it on the day, for us it's really kind of book in advance. We're here promoting theatre.london and the Broadway.org as well. Kind of two sites that you can buy them in advance, good prices as well, and kind of getting those good seats.
So people from Belfast love to get across to London, love to get across to the West End. What's still really popular? I know Wicked's one show that everybody loves to go and see.
Yeah, the big shows. Mamma Mia is doing really well. The film last year, just sold out last year, and it's doing a really good year this year. And also, it's turning 20 in April as well, so it'll be a big year for Mamma Mia. And equally for Lion King, again, huge Disney hit. And again, that's turning 20 in October later this year. So two massive shows for this year, as well as all the new ones as well. Oh, and Hamilton, of course. Hamilton is just ridiculous. It's sold out all the time, but you can still get tickets sometimes, and there's always on sales.
And I see behind you there we've got Les Mis as well. That's still popular after all these years and still selling like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Les Mis still sells out, and same as Phantom as well. The Cameron Mackintosh shows are just hit after hit, and it's that kind of classic musical that it's been in the West End so many years now, and they started here and kind of gone globally throughout the world. So that's kind of what we're here for as well, to show that these started in London, they've been on tour, they've been around, but kind of see the original in London as well.
And even though we see them when they come to Belfast on tour, it's still something special to go and see them in a London theatre or a New York theatre, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The quality of the performances in touring is next to none. They're still the best actors, the best dancers and all that, but I think there's something about seeing a Broadway show or seeing a West End show. It's almost a tourist attraction in itself, that you're there, you get your drink at the interval and your pre-theatre dinner. It's kind of a spectacle in itself. And of course, it's world class in whatever you see.
So if people want more information, is there a website they can check out?
Yeah, of course. So theatre.london is a great place to start, just to see what's on in the West End, all the different rates, different seats. It's really easy to book as well. And also we're encouraging people to sign up to our newsletter, get deals, news and everything like that. And then Broadway.org is another good one for Broadway tickets. But equally with both, if you're booking with a travel agent, tour operator, equally ask them and they'll have good discounts for you as well and good rates.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined now by Chris Hughes from Belfast 89 FM. Chris, how's it all going here at Holiday World?
Yeah, it's really, really busy, especially for the first day. Can't believe it. Great.
And of course, it was great to see Paul Martin here earlier on as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, isn't he? Yeah, I knew you guys went. Wait, of course, I got on first and interviewed him for Belfast 89. But yeah, it's amazing how lucky he was to get such a prime job, really, on it the last 18 years.
Exactly, yeah. Now, I know you've been wandering around most of the day. What kind of destinations have caught your eye so far today?
All of them. When you're used to going to Bangor, when you're a kid, it's kind of... I remember whenever I was younger, my mother brought us to Greencastle. Right. I don't mean Greencastle, Donegal, or I mean Greencastle off the Shore Road, okay? And we used to pick winkles, okay, and take them home and eat them.
Do winkles still exist these days?
Oh, yeah. You can even buy them still in the... Really? Yeah, they sell them now,
Right, okay.
Yeah,
so your childhood was spent picking winkles?
Kind of. And then I started wearing them, you know what I mean? Those winkle picker shoes. But I was thinking about the Paul Martin thing. As I said to him, he's going to become an antique himself at some stage. 18 years doing Flog, another 40 years in Dave. Do you know what I mean? People will be saying, "Who was he?" In years to come, he's still on television.
Exactly. So, talking about holiday destinations, where's your favourite places in the world to visit?
I kind of I'm a sucker for the heat, so I like to go to anywhere hot. The hotter the better, quite frankly. And I'm also got a kind of penchant for France. Mind you, it helps when you have a brother living in Provence.
Exactly, yes, good stuff.
Cheap flights and off you go.
So anywhere in the world you haven't been that you really want to go to next?
I guess there is, but I'm thinking about it. It's where would you start?
Well, we've just met the lovely people from Thailand there, and I mean, that just looks amazing.
Yeah, I've had friends who've gone to Thailand and up through Laos and Cambodia and all that kind of, but I guess, listen, once you get to 40, Robin, you know this yourself, it gets a little bit, camera person's laughing, tell them to stop, hold the camera right, will you please? When you get there, I don't know whether I could bother with the long trek and that humidity, so a nice dry heat for me.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, madam, and you live in a nice hot place, then feel free.
Of course, sometimes people forget as well that here in Northern Ireland, or indeed the whole of Ireland, there's some beautiful places you can go to get away for a weekend, for example, can't you?
Yeah, and I love, it's difficult to beat your own country, really, at the end of the day. And we have so much beauty on the island. Yeah, I mean, Donegal, I was just back from Donegal at the weekend. Even in bad weather, it's still so much to do there and so much to see. Yeah, love the place.
Great stuff. Well, Chris, enjoy the rest of your day here at Holiday World.
Thank you. The next 3 days for my sins.
Exactly, yes.
I must have been bad in a previous life.
You must have been.
God, please let me have enjoyed it. Please.
Well, I believe it's the 27th year of Holiday World, and it's our first time up in Belfast, so we're delighted to be here. We're up here to see both our customers and our travel trade of all our clients in Northern Ireland. It's a very exciting year for us, take two. We hope to get the WB8s on the water this year. It's very, very exciting time. We have it about a month, so it'll be hitting the Dublin to Cherbourg route from mid-March onwards, and it shortly will be taking up our route beforehand on Dublin Holyhead service cruise ferry from Holyhead to Dublin.
So what other destinations can people go on then with Irish ferries?
We sail from Ireland both to Britain and to France, so we have our route from Dublin to Cherbourg. It'll do it in the exact same time as our previous Rosslare routes, 18 hours. We also sail from Dublin to Holyhead in North Wales and from Rosslare to Pembroke in South Wales.
Okay, so if people want more information, give us your website details.
It's irishferries.com. You find all the information not only on our new vessel and all the details on board, it's raising the bar, raising the category for onboard cruise ferries. As I say, we really, really want to hope that everybody gets to see it and enjoy it. It's going to be an exciting time.
So this is the new vessel here then,
This is a brand new vessel here, €144 million. It's built in Germany. We had delivery just before Christmas, an expensive Christmas present. So on board, it really is luxurious on board. Many, many cabins, premium suites, cabin suites, restaurants, bars. It can take so many cars and trucks. It's the new flagship of the fleet. She's very, very, very nice on board, and we're very excited.